A wise man once said that the key appeal of the ever-enduring Doctor Who franchise was how adaptable it could be, donning a wide assortment of hats over its almost 55 years of existence, ranging from historical fiction to gothic horror to swashbuckling space adventure to globalist indoctrination.
But if I were to be asked what could possibly top the Doctor's escapades through time and space, I would bring in something that tops its adaptability and raises you an equal amount of expandability and diversity.
Buford and Baljeet awoke in, of all things, a canoe floating down a river.
Okay, what is going on here?
Let me check. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What do you mean, uh-oh?
Hillbilly Mafia.
What?
I can't make this shit up. We're in Mississippi, getting chased by a crime lord for reasons.
So, paddle?
Paddle.
A few minutes later, Baljeet barked up a faint sound coming from behind them.
Paddle faster, Buford!
How come?
I hear banjos.
In a somewhat fascinated terror, Buford snuck a peek behind them. What he saw appeared to be 20 large men in sharp suits, shapeless, wide-brimmed hats, and impressive beards in a very long canoe. Half were rowing, half were playing an upbeat tune on some banjos, and all of them had comically large double-barrel shotguns strapped to their backs. Buford had never pedaled so fast in any of his lives.
The Infinite Time Loops Fanfiction Project, or ILP for short, is a sprawling mythology of endless causality and involuntary time travel.
The long and short of it is this. Every piece of published original fiction exists as its own universe in the multiverse contained within Yggdrasil, which is broken down due to a specific cause that is highly classified to us lowly hub-dwellers. Until it is fixed, the status quo of the administrative order of gods and goddesses hold everything in stasis via time loops to keep the damage from getting worse.
Our duty down here is to report what visions we see of the shenanigans that ensue when various characters deal with the problems of having infinite time on their hands.
I'm telling you, he's just a regular dog!
Dastardly exclaimed angrily as Muttley was put into an MIB car. Yeah, a regular dog that can snigger like a human and walk on its hind legs. 'Cause that makes sense. An unawake Agent K deadpanned, pulling out a neuralizer.
Don't you dare!
You got lost on your way to the racetrack. K deadpanned, walking off. Dastardly blinked and made his way to the racetrack.
The purpose of this channel is to chronicle every extent of Yggdrasil's operations that we as lowly hub dwellers can feasibly react and remember to without the Mingus.
There are 3 distinct formats to each video. Read mode, where I read a random snip that catches my line of sight. Likewise, rave mode is where we just geek out about a certain aspect of the loops. And review mode is where the magic happens. Me and sometimes my good buddy Captain Thin Crust, we go ahead and review a specific archival of a certain event in some far-off branch in Yggdrasil from the safety of our brand new Crosby Comet. So, saw Pixar's new film yesterday. 'Twas good. I'm assuming 2 weeks before non-spoiler talk, as per usual. Of course, I know somebody's going to say, I saw Coco and I want it looping. How? So below, there be the spoilers. I mean, I don't think they're big spoilers, just general setting mechanics spoilers, but they are spoilers. So yeah, just putting this down for discussion. There is a functioning afterlife, with functioning rules. As a matter of fact, most of the film takes place in this afterlife. Technically, inhabitants of this afterlife are one clause kill immortal. If everybody in the living room forgets them, they vanish completely. This partially circumvents the anchor can't die thing, especially with looper memory and how that works. Crossing over to this afterlife while still alive is possible, at least on Dios Muertos, but comes with the warning that staying more than a day will make you dead, and you need dead family members to send you back. So I'm not sure how that will affect potential loopers, especially since a number of them start off being dead anyway. The dead visit the living on Dios Muertos, though only as intangible ghosts, and they can make ghost copies of stuff their living families offer or something, which become real back in the realm of the dead, somehow. Could affect subspace pocket stuff, somehow. Oh, and there's also Frida Kahlo, famous real-life artist. She's in the land of the dead and serves a mana role. I think the no real-life person looping rule applies to her. Sometimes we're used for spitballing ideas that the admins just want to try out for the loops, and the commentary you provide on each pitch can spread to other topics rather quickly when you get down and dirty to it. We can start off with a Broadway musical as the focus, and then drift through a cornucopia of internet reviewers such as myself before finishing up on the plausibility of initiating a universe with education-oriented reality warping powers fueled entirely by critical research.
Yeah, we're just like our family of loopers in that each and every one of us is very, very stir-crazy.
I'm interested in getting Hamilton looping. I would say that runs seriously afoul of the no real-world looper rule. And again, I haven't seen the musical. Well, these are fictionalized versions of real-world figures in a world where cabinet meetings are rap battles and everyone is more diverse than actual history. Even though Mr. Manuel Miranda did do his research and wrote the play to be a history nerd's wet dream, it is still fiction. That does also make the Channel Awesome loopers a bit of a gray area, no? The Channel Awesome characters are characterizations of themselves, so there is distance, just like Hamilton characters have distance by being dead for long enough to become public domain, so to speak. Now, getting material for loops for it, that might be more of a problem. Same could be said with Drunk History or Horrible Histories, or Adam Ruins Everything, since the Atom is a character loosely based on the real Adam. Okay, but having Adam loop would be a really cool thing. Adam would be able to learn things that he never could before, and therefore bend reality in ways that he never could before. Admins might just have to create a patch just for Adam and others who gain IRE brand TV host powers, or make those powers read-only. Adam's powers resemble many of the loopers we already have, just limited to an education use only. So except for extreme reality warping and the such, he's not as much a problem. Or we cannot because Adam is a real person, which brings up the sort of rule which is no real people save ones that have become public domain by death or are character versions usually with a different name, like Linkara, the Nostalgia Critic, or the Angry Fucking Nerd, but not people who work for them with no secondary ID like Malcolm or Tamara for the Critic, but not Hyper Fangirl or the Devil, characters that they play. Or that seems to be the rough rules, it seems. Adam does have more to character to him than the real Adam. It's just the name makes it confusing between real and character.
I think the difference might have something to do with if we have a different name for the character. From a writing standpoint, it's easy to say the Nostalgia Critic isn't Doug Walker. Less so to say that Adam Conover isn't Adam Conover. That's my guess on why anyway.
Okay, so you've come to an agreement, have you? Yes, as a matter of fact we have. My client's fandom has agreed upon that it is fair game for the loops. I knew they were going somewhere with those guys with glasses. Court adjourned!
So there you have it. All of time and all of space is broken to the point where we're having to spend all eternity in this unique state of stasis. So what do you think? Do you want to report your findings from across time and space? Do you want to read from the numerous compilations laid out before you in fanfiction.net? Comment below and spread this video across your social networks because I really want more people to know the challenge we face as a species, because if the Yggdrasil goes, we all go too. That's what makes the Infinite Loops project a team effort. We're all in this together, and the perfect way to show it is to join our community. We could really use the help.
Riley, this is a bad idea. Fear worriedly pleaded as Riley made her way down the stairs. Mom will kill us if we go through with this. Oh, lighten up, Fear, scoffed Disgust. It's just a little practical joke. No big deal. Well, forgive me for overreacting. Riley just rolled her eyes. No doubt Disgust's influence bleeding through from headquarters.
Fear, nothing bad's going to happen. Trust me.
Just before Fear could retort back, Riley had made it to the bottom, jumping off the last step and landing with a thud before darting off to the kitchen where Mom was.
Hey, Mom. Morning, Riley.
Mom replied with a smile.
You seem happy this morning. Have a good dream last night?
Thank you! Shush, Joy.
Unawake Joy. She always seemed to be hungry for praise, earned or otherwise.
You could say that.
Riley slyly answered as she approached Mom.
Can I ask you a question? Of course you can.
Here it comes, Fear moaned. Just get the camera ready, Anger growled.
Do you know anything about Brazilian helicopter pilots?
Mom didn't say anything, but the brief flash of panic was all Riley needed to see. Mom's fear spat out her coffee in total shock. How did Riley know about him?